Hello everybody, it's me, Taylor Fomboyna from The Birth and the Bees, and today we're talking about what is a doula. What is a doula? Well, I kind of feel like the term doula gets a lot of flack. A lot of these natural birthing books that talk about doulas, the pictures are just kind of strange. The women always have weird haircuts, like this. Like, I don't think anyone looks at that and says, that's me, I want to be that person. Violet's always asking me if it's a boy or a girl. I mean, you know, still a cool picture, just the hair. So I kind of wanted to take this term and modernize it a little bit and take it to the streets and ask people if they know what a doula is. But because I have 2 little kids, it's actually kind of hard to take things to the streets. So we took it somewhere else a little more family friendly. So go ahead and take a look.
Oh, hello! Hi! We're here at the all-inclusive Las Vegas Resort, Cowabunga Bay. All-inclusive swimming place in the heart of the Las Vegas Strip. Doulas have a lot of great benefits for mom and baby, but in reality, a lot of people don't know what they are. So we're here at Cowabunga Bay to ask and see how many people know what a doula is. Josh, here's my question for you. What is a doula?
A doula is I do not know.
What is a doula? You have no idea. If you had to make a guess, do you guys know what a doula is? No. Doula? Do you have any guess? You know what a doula is?
A doula oblongata? Is it something like that?
Right?
520.
I think it's an object, person, place, or thing.
A doula? I have no idea.
What is a doula?
I would say it's an object.
It's a doula. Isn't that someone that helps give birth? She knows! Okay, so people do know.
I know what a doula is. Oh my god.
Isn't it a birthing person?
It's like somebody who helps deliver babies.
They provide encouragement and they help you with your breathing and
Yeah. Okay.
they do all that stuff. They help you with nursing afterwards.
You knew that. Midwife. Yeah.
Like a midwife.
Yeah, kind of like a midwife.
Like a midwife. That's the word I'm
Yeah.
Like a midwife who delivers your baby outside of the hospital atmosphere.
It was fun to film, kind of scary. Anyway, but fun. So what is a doula by definition? Doula is a Greek term for like female servant, maid servant. One who gives informational, emotional, and physical support to the mother during the pregnancy and labor and the after period. I mean, who doesn't want that? I want that. I wanted that, so I got a doula. And let's remember that doulas are actually not the same as midwives. They aren't hands-on bringing the baby out. Doulas kind of deal with just the mother and her body and natural coping methods. They don't really do anything down south. Why did I get a doula? Here, what's my personal experience with one? When I had Violet, I was kind of told that I would have a support. Like, I went and did a tour of the hospital and they said, oh yeah, we'll be able to help out. My midwife said, yeah, we know all that labor technique stuff. But when the time came, they just weren't there and they weren't present, probably because they had other patients or other things to do. I knew the second time around that I would be able to make it all the way through the labor process if I had someone looking at me saying, hey, you can do this, you got this. I knew that the missing link was like a liaison for me and Ricky, someone who knew us and knew our wishes and didn't have like an agenda. Like the hospital, sometimes they just have an agenda. And someone who knows the ins and outs of the female uterus. Okay, benefit number 1, a doula is your person. Your Mr. Miyagi. She's like your Alfred to your Batman. Like for me during the whole pregnancy and labor process, there were a lot of like moving parts, a lot of people. I went to a doctor's group or even a midwife group and there's a couple different people who are seeing you and you don't know who's really going to be delivering your baby or who's on call, or you don't meet your nurses ahead of time. So a doula is your familiar face. There's tons of studies saying that we need a familiar face when we're in this trench, kind of, you know. A lot of times, even if your nurse is wonderful, there are so many patients that she has to kind of be in and out of your room. She can't really be in there and labor the whole time with you unless they're having a slow day. And even in hospital midwives, truth be told, they don't labor with you either. They come at the end, kind of like doctors. So a lot of doctors and hospitals are actually pretty welcoming of doulas. They love it. They love that you have someone to help you through that. Benefit number 2, and one of my favorite benefits, is that doulas inform. They inform. They educate you about kind of the birthing process, and they go into it in more details than when you're at a doctor's appointment and they say, do you have any questions? And you go, I don't really know what to ask. Women who are informed have a more empowering birth experience regardless of what happens, because they at least feel like they acted and were acted upon. A lot of women want to feel like they're in control in some sense of their labor and how it goes. A doula can help bring that about. Also, you don't have to want an unmedicated birth to have a doula. Even if you really want an epidural, or you say, I really want a C-section, I'm planning for this day, they can help you have the best epidural or C-section of your life. They're going to inform you and tell you about all the risks and benefits. And so they're really great for getting information from the good source. Benefit number 3, doulas are great for guiding you through the hospital process. They can kind of be your liaison in a medical setting. So doulas can't speak for you, but they can kind of tell you when to speak up. In that moment, it's kind of hard. Like, you can do as much research as you want ahead of time and read as many books and know what you're supposed to do, but when you're in that moment, all you're kind of thinking about is what's going on in your body. So it's nice to have someone to kind of be there in the moment and nudge your husband and say, hey, tell so-and-so to quiet their voices, it's distracting her. Tell that family member to get out of the room, they're not helping. She kind of is that buffer between the hospital and sometimes unwanted visitors or guests. It's sad to say, but it's true. Sometimes you just want to labor alone. Benefit number 4, doulas help dads. They help your partner. Truth be told, a lot of men don't want to be left alone with a laboring mother. They love you, but they don't have the same parts as we do. And even if they did, it's kind of a lot of pressure. There's tons of research that backs up the fact that your partner wants support. Like, he is emotionally connected to you, so he doesn't want to see you uncomfortable. He doesn't want to see you going through all of this. And what's great is that a doula can help him be involved. She's not going to take his place. She's going to help him be involved where you want him to be involved. Or if he just wants to stand there and be your ice guy, he can stand there and be your ice guy. And we had a doula. It was great because she kind of said, okay, these are the comfort measures we're going to do. Okay, Taylor, what do you need? And Ricky just got to be there and kind of help massage me and say nice things to me and just get a towel when I needed it or give me ice, and it was really nice. I just wanted him there for my emotional support. I didn't expect him to know all the ins and outs of a woman's uterus. Just so nice to have him be there and to have someone else who knows all the ins and outs of my uterus and what's going on. Benefits 4, 5, and 6, or whatever we're on, it's hard to keep track. Better breastfeeding success rate afterwards. She can help educate you about breastfeeding. She can help you right after the baby's born with that. Not only is the C-section rate decreased by 50%, but the length of labor is also decreased. Interventions all around. Less epidurals, less Pitocin, less all of that stuff that can kind of interrupt the natural process. It may help the natural process sometimes. A doula will help you kind of flush out when it's necessary and when it isn't, which is great for you and your baby. Less postpartum depression. Doulas can help you have less postpartum depression. Sometimes you just need someone to talk to. Here's something cool. If you have family across the world and they're like, how do we help you with your baby? What do we get you? Say, instead of buying me an expensive diaper bag, will you please buy me a postpartum doula? What is that? Where you can have someone help you after. They basically come in, they do light housework. They help take care of the kids. It's like a modern day Mary Poppins. Are your person to talk to debrief, to talk about motherhood. I mean, we live such isolated lives now, and a lot of us just kind of struggle alone. So hiring a postpartum doula, if you don't have a family member that can come help after the baby's born, is great. It can help you kind of ease yourself into motherhood. So I found my doula online. I'll post a few links. I was able to text her during my pregnancy, and she met with us twice ahead of time and went over some comfort measures. That's like a dress rehearsal for labor. That's pretty cool. I was able to call her when I felt like I was in labor, just was so educated, knew that I was in real labor. You know, we decided, okay, we're going to meet at the hospital, and she was there and she was hands-on. And she even wrote up a little birth story for us. She came and visited with me 2 weeks later to make sure everything was going well. She was awesome. She will always be like a special friend to me. You know who you are if she's watching. Kind of how I look at it, it can't hurt to hire a doula. So many different ways to go about making payments. They all average different costs. Like sometimes people say, oh my gosh, it's more money. But to me, I just think it's worth the cost. Think about getting a doula. Look into it. You know, why not? So what did we learn overall? Overall, doulas are the bomb. They can help make your pregnancy and your birth and your motherhood so much happier. Can make it just so much more positive. We want to start out positive. We want a happy beginning. We want to feel confident in the labor process because that'll help us feel confident in the mothering process. She's going to help you be an advocate, and that's what's great. And there's a lot of great things. And this was a really long video because there's a ton of information. Feel free to message me if you have any more questions. Thanks for watching.